All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game one in the biggest, the best of three today, because we have Team Secret and we have Suomi, aka Finland's or Winland's if you're a fanboy like me. In the yellow, well actually, that's the wrong way to start this off. In the purple, in the pink, in the magenta, we have Doubt. Doubt is playing as the Mayans for Team Secret. And the Viper is Pocket, and he is Frank's. That's the ideal position for sure for him, as he has a Knight, a Scout into Knight Civ, and he's the Pocket position, so he can carry his team. In the red, we have Tato. Tato's playing as the Mongols for Team Secret. Up against Tato, in the green, we have Velez. Velez is playing as the Mayans. The Pocket then is the Max. The Max is playing as the Franks. And then on the other side, we have Ethiopians for Zupi, which definitely makes things different because we do not have any Ethiopians for Team Secret. Keep in mind that any Civ you use here in Game 1, you can then not use in Game 2 or use in Game 3. So the fact that Ethiopians was chosen here over Mongols will be interesting. We'll see if maybe Secret will regret using Mongols or what. We just don't know yet, but something to keep in mind. And I'm so excited for this, guys. I mean, we have 6 of the very best here, 2 of the very best teams, and we have the 2 best Pockets in the game as Pocket, playing as Franks. If you don't believe me, you can ask Viper what he has to say about it. He's been on the record saying that he thinks Max is one of the best Pocket players in the game, especially in 4v4s. In 4v4s, having Max as Pocket is basically like having a free win. The guy is amazing, and we'll see what he does, as both he and Viper will likely be starting off with Scouts in this game, and then working their way towards Knights. Oh, Velez is stealing a boar from Tato. I was looking at Tato's Scout because Tato's Mongols, and I was curious if Tato would go for a boar steal himself. But we have a lame to start this off, and Tato he could come out on top here, actually, because he could kill this Eagle Warrior. But if Velez is able to save the Eagle and get the board, this would be a great situation for him. And he's so close to his TC. And he's going to get it. Tato, he has to run away. Run away he does. And if this was Vivi, he would say, I know pig. I know pig. Let me look at Tato's. Oh, guys, Tato's had an awful start. Tato's had an awful start. He doesn't know his sheep are here. He's just signaled for Viper to find them. So will he find these 2 sheep? Luckily, Viper is there to help him out. You just saw the signals on the minimap, and Tato was telling Viper to scout that area. Oh, God, he doesn't see that. Well, you know what? Now that I look at it, I think he might stabilize a bit if he can push in a deer. He has the sheep. He might be okay. But certainly his fast uptime will be much slower, or his uptime might be fast at all after losing out on the boar. So prediction time. I assume that we will see archers of some kind from Ethiopians. That's not a very bold prediction. That seems obvious. So maybe man-at-arms into archers, but probably just archers. Max will probably go with his scouts, as I've said. Same with Viper on the other side. You look then at Velez. Velez could also go for archers, and I expect that. But again, could be militia into archers. Tato, it's not that he can't go archers as Mongols, it's just that you're not taking huge advantage of the fact that you're Mongols if you do that. I do think it might be better for him to go archers here, though. We'll see. Doubt on the other side, he's also Mayans like Velez. So I expect archers. So basically, archers from the flanks makes a lot of sense. And then the Pockets are normally going scouts. And guys, look at the uptime difference. Obviously, Viper's a noob. He's 1 second later than Max, and they have the same population. Someone needs to tell Viper he needs to work on his build orders. That's not very good. I'm just kidding, obviously. That's awesome. That's awesome to see that the uptime's virtually identical there. And they'll be going for the same strat. Let's see who has the best execution. Did Doubt? Guys, am I a noob caster? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. I think Doubt stole a boar. Yeah, Doubt stole a boar. I totally knew that. So, that slightly affects Zupi as well. So, both Mayan players got an extra boar. Yeah, I shouldn't have asked that question. You were all going to say no. Doubt will lose his eagle, though. So that kind of stinks. And is Tato going archers? He is. What do we have from Velez? Velez is archers. Archers here. And archers here. So the flanks will be very slow getting started. The pockets will have a lightning fast start. And there's Viper's stable. There's Max's stable. Let's go. Let's get it started. I think that Viper's map is really good. And he's already starting the team walls with Doubt. Really solid map. If you look at the wood lines and the way they're structured, it gives them such an easy wall off to each other. And Viper's already walling here. And Doubt's already walling here. This is the usual, as people joke, but it's true when Viper's playing games. Best player in the world, no doubt. But does he get the best maps? Usually. Usually. There's no team wall possibility for Finland, which will make life difficult for him. And here comes his weak scout from Zupi. He won't be able to stop the wall off, but he's at least noticing that Doubt is walling up a lot. I actually spoke to Viper, and he said he'll give it to me. He has a thumbnail drive that he puts into his PC. It gives him the best maps. I asked him what his price was. He said 25 bucks, so I figured I'll probably pay for that next time I see him and get those files for myself. Maybe I'll become Viper. So, small disclaimer, I'm just kidding. I've had a few people in my YouTube comments recently saying that I hate on Viper. It's an obvious joke. At least I thought. It's a joke. There's no drive, okay? There's no file. It's a joke. I don't hate Viper. I'm just making jokes because he's the best player in the world, and it should seem obvious, but just want to put that out there, just in case there's one guy who's like, how dare he? How dare he? Yeah, good start for Viper here. Get some free hits on Max. Max ran forward a bit too early. And the walls are coming up. At least Viper and Doubt will be walled to each other. How romantic, right? How romantic. Nice micro from both. However, Viper's units were attacking more. And both players seem to want to commit here. Let's see who has the better micro. Seems to me like Viper's going to, right? And yes, he does. That was really good from Viper. Really good from Viper. And that's kind of what you expect when you have Viper as pocket, right? Max had this one scout here who wasn't in the group. He probably didn't need to force that fight. It's weird to me how Max didn't leave the fight, but now he'll want to whittle down Viper's weak scouts, and he just killed 2, and so this gets a little bit more even. But still, Viper remains on top, and this is where the archers start coming into the equation. On the right side for Finland, Velez is here. Now this could be a problem for Velez. He's at Tato's base, and he's probably thinking, where's Tato's army? Well, Tato's army is with Viper in the center. So as long as Tato stays protected, then this army being forward will be a pretty good gamble for him to take. Meanwhile, Zupi's coming to help Max out, perhaps expecting this. Now, there's no cartography, so they don't know exactly what's going on, and yet there's the signal from Finland. Max just said, I'm here. Zupi just said, I'm here, and then he signals and says, Tato's here, and wow, Tato's micro! Tato killed 2 of those archers, and he had less numbers. And now Doubt's here as well, so all 3 of the players for Secret are in the same spot. What's the micro going to be like? Well, obviously, Zupi's going to get cleaned up. And here comes Velez to help that one trailing archer. KD's looking positive, looking strong for the Secret players. And now the problem is Viper, he knows he doesn't need to invest into more scouts, so he's going to probably click Castle Age faster, and it gets tough. It gets real tough, to say the least, when Viper's going to hit Castle Age faster than you after already having great map control. So here comes Tato, here comes Doubt, here comes Viper. They're all going to Zupi. And Velez wasn't sure, since they're in the defensive position, he wasn't sure where that army would go from the Secret players. So he was back at his base. He can't exactly get over here to help. So this is where Zupi might be forced into a tower, or just forced to try and micro this. Would not surprise me to see him house wall behind all of this, and yes, that's what he's going for. But already, wow, Viper and Max with very similar castle times. Pretty crazy stuff. Can Max bring this back for his team in the castle age? Because it certainly seems like he's behind. Velez is here. So wise move for Velez to come over here in the end. And they could kill Doubt's archer numbers. Yeah, Doubt's fighting that. That's a bad fight for Doubt. I think that Viper and Doubt should have ran away. Viper and Doubt should have just ran away, just like Tato did. Wow, what a great adjustment from Finland. Doubt's on the way to Castle Age, Tato's on the way to Castle Age, so there is that. There is the fact that they will have an edge there. But I have to imagine, yeah, Belize is on the way up now. And Zupi's going to be on the way up. Goodness, is this close, guys. This is so close. Look at the uptime difference. The kills have kind of evened out. Such a close first game. Yep, I agree. I agree. Close game, buddy. What do you think? Yeah, he thinks the same thing. That means close game. So, Mayans, they'll go for ballistics immediately, most likely. Mayans are on opposite flanks. As a reminder for those that might not realize that, this comes down to the pockets yet again. Where does Viper go? Does he go to the right? Because if he goes to the right and then he's on the wrong side, then his team could get overwhelmed on Doubt's side, right? Now, where does Max go? See, Max is... Okay, those are scouts. Max is going to the left. See, this is the difference now. So this is not even down to scouting at times. It's just down to game sense and recognizing where you need to be at all times. And that is perhaps the most impressive thing about Viper, is that, sure, he has what it takes to execute, but he knows what to do and where to be at all times, even when he can't see it. But Max, he is on his way to the right-hand side as well, and he's obviously going to hear from Velez that Velez is in trouble. And remember when Viper and Doubt were at Zupi's base a little while ago, and they stayed there for too long, and then they lost their army? Well, we could have a similar thing happen here, because Max could show up from the backside. But Viper has so many numbers, and Tato has the hill. I think they're realizing they can't loop around behind. They need to go into the base of Velez. And meanwhile, Zupi, his army is, well, Doubt's army's there. I'm waiting to see Zupi's army. I'm kind of blind to it. Oh, it's over here. Weird. Weird placement to just give up the hill like that. I know Tato had an army of crossbows. He's been running around with these things. But he's now behind Velez's base. Pretty intense first game. Comparing the Vil counts, look at the populations, guys. Look at the populations. This is the most even 3v3 set we've seen today. 49 Vils, 50 Vils for Max, 48 for Viper. Viper has 15 military, Max has 15 military. It is crazy how many small movements go into this game and how precise these teams are. And Viper makes his first mistake. First mistake meaning he almost lost a knight. Pretty big mistake, right? But it matters. It matters big time, and Velez has more numbers than Tato does. I think that the Mongol players are going to be the weakest in the game until Imperial. Because Mayan archers are better than Mongol archers as the game goes on. Mongols will eventually want to get to Elite Mangadai, but that's a pretty hard transition. And look at the dance. Look at the dance from Viper. Both have a hill that they don't want to leave right now. Zupi, he's pushing Doubt back, sorry. And this is maybe where Viper needs to send some of his attention to that side. Tato's micro has been really good. 16 kills, 6 deaths, whereas Velez has 11 deaths. Or sorry, 11 kills and 18 deaths. And I like the decision from Doubt to get Thumbring here. Normally, you might not justify that in a team game because it's expensive and you normally opt for better economy. As Tato's micro continues to be good here, I like Doubt's Thumbring choice simply because he's versus Ethiopian crossbows. And Ethiopian crossbows fire faster. But Okay, this is not good. Doubt's going to be caught out of position. Does he continue to go forward or does he run back? He's going forward to Max's base. And Doubt signals and says Zupi's army's there. And Zupi's running back as well. So this could be great for Secret. Max is getting Town Watch. It's amazing how quickly he notices this. He knows what's coming. And he signals. And Viper is jockeying for position on top of the hill. Oh, but Viper realizes. I thought Viper was going to run right past. Viper starts fighting, but that's not a great fight for him. And now Tato's, he's kind of separated from the group. And Viper and Doubt meet up. So this is really interesting, guys. Really interesting. The Vil counts are almost dead even on all sides. And the game is very, very close. Max is closer to his stables at home, but man, that's a big mistake from Max to run into the crossbows like that. As you can see, you slip up once and you could lose a few knights. And that could be enough. And my god, this fight is insane. This game is insane. This is amazing just how perfect everything seems. Viper's sending in more knights. More crossbows are coming in from Tato. And Finland is slowly pushing the Secret players back, but I believe the Secret players are falling back so they can be closer to Viper's stables, so Viper can get more knights going. And maybe so they can gain a hill advantage as well. Tato has 40 crossbows for Valise, 30 knights for Viper, 30 knights for Max, 40 crossbows for Doubt and for Zupi, and the Vil counts are almost dead even. This is a beautiful Age of Empires 2 game. And Ethiopian crossbows now a thumb ring for Zupi. As I said, that's going to be a difference maker between Doubt and between Zupi. Now that they both have thumb ring, that's going to give the Finland players a pretty big advantage. But god, I can't even call this. It's so close. I think that Secret are just going to hold to their hill. They were trying to tempt Zupi and Valise to run up that hill. Craziness. Craziness. And Max is the first one to really deviate from the plan here. Max is sending some of his knights, some of his units. Okay, these are actually just scouts. I guess he's scouting to see if this is walled, so we can maybe gamble later on. Viper gets a few of Valise's crossbows here. And Doubt's on the way to Imp. Doubt's on the way to Imp. That is a fast Imp time from Doubt. He is so good with Mayans. For many of you probably don't know, but back in the AOC days, back when I first started casting and well before, in team games, Doubt would always have Mayans. And this is before Doubt was really an online personality. This is before that he would speak to people and people knew what he was like. The joke back then was that Doubt couldn't speak because he would never say a word to anyone. He was very quiet. He just did his business and played the game, and that was it. But anyway, Doubt always played Mayans, so he's played Mayans for well over a decade, and he's really good. You know, the overchop here is not a huge concern, guys, because if Max sends 20 knights this way, then Viper probably overruns Valise on this side. So it's just not going to be an issue right now. Maybe it will be an issue later on. Doubt's on the way to Imp. Valise is on the way to Imp. Zupi's on the way to Imp. Max is on the way to Imp. Viper's on the way to Imp. What about Tattoo? Tattoo had a great micro, but was it his eco balance that was off? Or is it the fact that he's Mongols and they don't have a great eco bonus? Doubt has 50 military. 50 military that he will upgrade. This is a crazy game. This is a crazy game, and both teams are holding their hills. Tato's holding the hill, Doubt's holding the hill on this side. I think Viper's going to shift sides, and Max seems to recognize this. Yeah, Max has actually killed some of Viper's Vils. And he'll see Viper's Knights. Oh! Immediate reaction. Immediate reaction. Oh. This game has been near perfect from both teams. Near perfect. Only thing is that Zupi seems vulnerable versus Doubt. I think Zupi seems vulnerable versus Doubt, and Tato is possibly vulnerable versus Valise. Oh boy. Oh boy. Those crossbows. Just getting into that little nook. Is anyone else nervous? Should my heart be beating fast? Because that's what I'm getting right now. This game is special. This game is special. Oh, Tato's Maganel! Oh, God. Man, I'm going to have a heart attack one of these days, man. That could have easily connected, but Valise and Max, they responded and ran back. Oh, okay, Viper. This is where Viper really turns on the speed. Max is building a castle in the center. He just saves that. Viper knows there's an extra gold there. And Viper's going over versus Zupi. Now, Zupi's just getting Bracer and Arbalest. The timing on this could not be better for him. And Doubt is there as well, so that's why Viper wants to come here. Now, if Viper's here, Max has to decide to either chase him, which he's doing, or go forward. And just the fact that Viper's being chased here is really good for the secret players. Zupi goes for some quick walls to save his villagers. That is really well done. And Max is about to complete his Cavalier upgrade, but Viper's through. Viper's through the Palisades. Zupi's going to take some losses here. But Doubt loses his archers. So Doubt loses his archers. So Viper has to do a ton of damage with these Cavalier. Otherwise, all those Arbalest, all the Cavalier from Max will turn right around and go to Doubt. And Doubt doesn't have the numbers. I think momentum-wise, this is very good for Secret, though. Might not show on the populations right now, but they have good momentum because all this attack from Viper is opening up a new window for Doubt to come in. It's opening up a new window for himself to come in. But guys, Max is getting Paladin at the moment. The Paladin upgrade is not on the way for Viper. And Doubt, he has a few archers here to help Tato, but Valise will see that, and Valise is going to back up and start making some plumes. And Elite Plume is on the way. So did Viper overcommit? Did Doubt overcommit, guys? Here come the Paladins from Max. And now Viper's forced to chase. Now remember that hole, guys. That hole right there. Can the Paladins get in? Or should they even try to get in? The Max has 190 population and has beaten Viper to the Paladin upgrade. Zupi has Arbalest moving in on the left-hand side versus Doubt's Elite Plumes, which he outnumbers. And now a forward castle from Zupi, and Trebuchet's on the way. Viper takes a bad fight versus Max. Max is looking to build a castle there as we speak. And on the other side, while Tato's doing okay, I think that that's not good enough. I think that it's not good enough. He's just holding. And this is looking better and better for Finland. And look at the spam from Max now. Look at him go. Look at him go. Viper's kind of caught out of position. He's forced to chase wherever Max goes. Max has 120 villagers, 60 paladins. Viper has 105 villagers and 35 paladins. And I think now Doubt's going to pay the price. Doubt's going to pay the price for that. Waiting to see those trebs. Oh, it's hiding. There we go. There's the trebs. Doubt has to repair. Viper, he's taking the fight, as he probably should here, and he'll probably clean that up. But how's Doubt going to survive? How is Doubt going to survive? Guys, Finland already has 15... Max already has 15 trade cards. If you thought I was exaggerating when I said Max is one of the best team players in the game, it's Pocket. Think again. Crazy play, man. I'm obviously such a huge fanboy, but seriously, it's been insane. And I think that could be the game, honestly. They're not going to resign right now, but Doubt's losing his castle, he's losing Vills. They're going to lose trade cards to this. And Viper, you know, he has to get there, but Viper doesn't have the resources. Half of his stables aren't producing. This has just been a crazy display. The whole game has been amazing. It was so precise leading up to Castle Age. So precise. If Secret come back, it's the Mongols' choice that does it. It's the Mongols' choice that does it with the Elite Mangadai. Tato has Elite Mangadai and he's sending support. He's sending support. But Doubt's about to lose a second castle and it could be a third. And I don't see the numbers yet from Viper. It makes me think that they can kill this. So much teal and blue and green on this minimap. And Velez is going to avoid Tato's hill, and I think he will loop around with his plumes. Alright. Awesome game, man. Awesome, awesome game. This trebuchet will... it needs 2 more shots, and then this is a dead castle for Doubt. There it is. And then this castle should die. Doubt is down to 1 castle, guys. He is down to 1 single castle. And the trade numbers are just not high enough for Secret. They're out of gold. They're running out of gold. They will not have the gold to sustain this push. And Finland should. And here's Velez. So he has his own plumes here. Doubt's castle is going to go down. They know that. Tato's on the way, but is it all too late? Is it all too late? Seems like it. Zupi, Max, Vlees, they're pushing Doubt's base. They kill his final castle. Doubt can't make plumes anymore. And there's a forward castle from Zupi here with some siege rams or capped rams that will soon be siege rams. Surely now the GG comes in. Huge cleanup. Viper, he just needs a little bit more in the way of paladins. And maybe Finland's can... well, maybe Finland will have to run away. They're going to hold this now. The lack of trade is a huge, huge deal. And I'm pretty sure Finland's aware of that. Yeah, they needed Max in front. It's just... Doubt having to go Arbalest now is a big deal. He's only at 150 pop. The populations for Finland are much stronger. And they have the gold. So, I'm not confident Secret can come back here. Obviously, they have the capability to come back. They have the skill to come back. But do they have the resources? Max has forward stables. Another batch of paladins coming in. The trade route, the trade they barely have, is right there. And I think pretty soon, there's no other choice but to tap out if you're Team Secret. 35 trade from Max. 2 for the Viper. 80 military for Zupi. 71 for Vlees. 60 for Max. Crazy numbers. And Doubt's been getting away with some golds here, but he's not going to in a bit. Zupi will send the Arb there to clean it up. Max signaled that, by the way. Max is like, hey, you need to kill that. Thank you. Max is a beast, man. Max is a beast. And this game's over. This game's over. Viper won't be able to outmass Max and Paladins. Here come the Plumed Archers from Belize. What a game, man. What a game. That was really cool. That was really cool. That whole game until about early imp was spot on from every single player. Very few mistakes. The numbers were all almost identical. The positioning, the decisions were almost identical. Max has 240 plus kills. And Taurus and Engine's now on the way for Zufi, which is interesting. Yeah. If there's one team that's going to come back from this, I really shouldn't call it so early. If there's one team that's going to come back from this, it would be Secret. But Doubt's at 80 pop. So this is a matter of them knowing this is an important tournament. They know it's a big game versus a big team, and they want to try. But Doubt has lost his population. And Veliz is now running in. The reason Max ran away from here was because Tato had his Mangadai. But the Plumed Archers can kill the Mangadai. And this... just too much, man. Just too much. Too many numbers from Finland's. Too many numbers from Finland's. So again, this Max player... I'm gonna hype up the AI games. This Max player created an AI. He created a bot. And that bot is playing in a tournament final tomorrow. So, yeah, make sure to stop by the stream if you have the time. It'll be pretty cool to see how crazy that bot is. Max might be a bot himself. I don't know. Ooh, this fight! This fight could be good for Viper and Tato. Because they have the hill. Now, that's a lot of plumes and Arbalest. And they're just microing down the Mangadai. And I still think the game will be over. But... that is as good as it gets, really. That's as good as it gets there, I think, for them. That's the first time they've stayed in a fight for more than 3 seconds. It's the first time they didn't run away from a fight. I wonder if Tato could push Velez. Maybe Tato could go for Siege Ram and push Velez? Guess it's possible. Doubt's gonna lose another castle. We've seen this all before. He's gonna lose his Arbalest. Gonna lose his archer ranges. And Max is just gonna build a forward castle. Like, what's up, Viper? How you doing, bro? Have a castle. I'm surprised Secret are not dead yet. And there we go. There's the GG. So, that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is an excellent expert game. That is perhaps one of the most perfect expert games that I've seen. I don't want to exaggerate and say this year or anything. It's impossible for me to know, and obviously it's a bit of recency bias where this just happened, and I feel more passionate about this because I just saw it. But seriously, I do feel like that's one of the most perfect games we've seen in a long, long time, and specifically in Feudal Age and Castle Age, because they were so close. It was so tense for me. I don't know how the players can do it. We were just watching the military, and they're controlling all of their economies. What it came down to, though, was actually a Viper misplay, I think. It was a Viper and a Doubt misplay. Doubt lost his army here to Zupi, and Viper sacrificed all of his Cavalier to Zupi's TCs, and he lost them. He lost them. He did not, it was not enough, right? And immediately after that was when Max and Zupi pushed forward, Doubt started to die, and that was all she wrote. Oftentimes it can come down to one misplay at this level, and I'm really excited to see what Finland's can do in Game 2. 330 kills for the Max. The economy is just huge for him. More food, more gold, more trade profit. Tato, I have to give him credit. He did a great job with Mongols, because Mongols versus Mayans is not all that good. In an early castle, Tato had some amazing micro versus Velez's archers. But eventually, the power of the Mayans played out there. So that is for sure at some point going to YouTube. And for those of you that are watching on YouTube, this is actually a whole best of 3. I don't know if this whole best of 3 will go to YouTube. I haven't seen the games yet. If they're good games, some of the games will go up. But if you want to watch all the matches, what you can do is you can go to my Twitch page and watch the past broadcast. I'm trying to get the whole sets into unlisted videos in the video description, but in the event that I did not do that for you, YouTube, you can always go to my Twitch page and watch the past broadcasts. Okay. Wow. Man. I need just a second to think about what I just saw there. That was so crazy.